What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of Sweet Talk with TeeJay. Next to me, I have a dear friend, Miss Genesis Rendon. How long have we known each other? And I'm sorry, I forgot. I have Pickles here too. What's up, Pickles?
Oh,
there we go, Pickles.
He's taking over.
So she's good. So let me ask you this. How long have we known each other now?
Well, a very long time. You were a baby, a kid.
Yes, I was a kid.
A little rugrat.
I wasn't that young. I was 14. I wasn't wearing diapers at 14. I hope I wasn't.
You and Ryan were wearing diapers.
So Ryan is her brother. He's one of my best friends, and I've known Ryan since I was 9 years old. You and I met when I was 14. Out of diapers.
Yes.
Ryan may have been wearing diapers, but I was out of diapers and fully into boxer briefs by that time. I promise you that. But I asked Genesis to come by to tell me a little bit about herself, and I am truly honored that you decided to stop by.
Well, I am too. Thanks for inviting me. I really appreciate that someone's taking the time to interview and ask what I do and why I do it. So
with that being said, let's get to it. So Tell me about you. What do you do? Who's Genesis?
Who is Genesis? I'm many wonderful things. But the main reason why you asked me to be here is the moment you grab my baby, because she's going to explore, is, as you know, I work with animals, and I, ever since I was a kid, I've said my mission in life is to, Pickles, get over here. Ven, Picolín, ven.
Oh, she's off.
Pickles, ven. Pickles. And she listens very well.
Oh, does she?
No. She takes after her mom. Pickles, ven. Ven. Pickles, ven.
Oh, she's listening so well right now.
Pickles, get over here. Come here.
So, keep going. Tell me about you. So you love animals.
I love animals ever since I was a kid. And that's how she gets up.
And looks me in the eye.
She's a kisser. She likes to kiss. Ever since I was a kid, I've always worked with animals. I've always had an interest in animals. Even born and raised in Long Beach, I had a farm in my backyard. I had everything you can think of. Mice, rats, birds, dogs. I would just take in strays all the time. I would take care of them if they were sick. And am I boring you?
Yeah, is this too boring for you?
She's like, I've heard this story so many times. And she deals with it till this day, hot cookies. And I take in strays. I find homes for them. I even once, this was kind of one of the moments where my mom knew she had no choice but to deal with me, is I took in a pregnant cat, a mom, and we had a camper at the time in the backyard, and I grabbed the mom and I put her in the camper so she could have a warm place to give birth to her babies. And sure enough, I knew she had given birth because I heard my mom and my grandma screaming bloody murder, thinking that there were more rats in the house. But no, there were cats, and, found homes for them. And it's till this day, I bring in strays or animals I find out in the street or fosters that are needed temporarily. I bring them home, and Pickles is a part of it.
Okay. And how long have you had Pickles?
I've had Pickles for 7 years, ever since she was born.
Okay.
I chose her, actually.
So tell me this, what sparked this interest?
In working with animals?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, just the love I have for animals. I used to, actually, before I switched over, I was going to nursing school. I was an EMT at the time when I passed an animal hospital not too far from here. It used to be called Jansen Animal Hospital. And I passed it on my way to school, to nursing school. And I stopped by and I said, you know what? Summer's coming. Let me just get another part-time job.
Okay.
And I sat, and I remember the receptionist, Raquel, she gave me the application and she let me know that the manager wasn't there. And something told me to wait for Derek. That was his name. And I filled out the application and I waited for him and he hired me on the spot. So I just kind of started getting the interest of working with animals, seeing that everything that you can do for humans, you do with animals too. So,
except animals are a lot easier to deal with, probably.
No.
Oh.
No, a lot better, but it's more difficult because they can't,
tell you what's wrong.
We have to figure it out. And there's a lot of diagnostics and testings that go into that, which that's probably a whole different interview of why sometimes it's not very easy or fast and easy to, see what's wrong with an animal, because we have to do all these testings because they can't speak to us. We rely on the pet owner to tell us. But I quit nursing school and I started going to animal science school. And my family was always like, oh, be a nurse. Everyone, as you know, my family, most of them are nurses.
Or longshoremen, one of the two.
Or yes, preferably nurses. But yeah, I decided let me just do it for more than just one species. And which is a lot harder because every animal has a different heart rate, a different blood pressure, a different temperature. And when we take our boards, we have to know that from a mouse to a chicken, to a cow, to a horse, ferrets, snakes, you name it.
So you're naming all these animals. So I'm going to ask you, what is one of the most random or wildest animals you've ever cared for?
Gosh. I think the most interesting was probably a gorilla. Worked with a hyena as well.
Pause. What do you mean a gorilla?
He came in for a MRI because he had hit silverback status, but he wasn't the weight he needed to be.
So that's what I was going to ask you. So you mean a full
blown ass gorilla.
Silverback gorilla?
But he was small. He was a late bloomer.
Huh.
Kind of like Ryan and
I. So I don't think you know this about me. Speaking of gorillas, my number one fear
are gorillas.
I am terrified of gorillas. I developed an illogical fear at 22 years old.
Why?
I went to San Diego Zoo, and it was my friend. She was at the time, she was turning 22. Uh-huh. She wanted to go to a zoo, I guess. And there was a gorilla there in the capture. He had a genetic disorder. So he didn't grow. So he was a fully grown gorilla, but he was tiny.
I wonder if it was the gorilla I worked on.
Well, was this gorilla angry? Because this gorilla had a short man's complex. So I'll never forget, the gorilla was sitting on top of his little gorilla hill in the capture, mm-hmm. and there was a dude doing all this kind of stuff, right? And then he did the cardinal sin, which you don't do to gorillas. He started beating on his chest.
Okay.
Which means, in gorilla language, either your mama or you ain't shit. And so the gorilla got mad, ran down the hill, and threw his entire body into the window. Mm-hmm. The whole thing rattled.
Yeah.
And in my mind, he got out.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, absolutely terrified of gorillas. So kudos to you for being able to take care of a gorilla, because I would have pissed myself if a gorilla came in through the door.
I mean, I would have done the same thing that the gorilla did. Someone's messing with me. My whole fuck around and find out thing. He was under anesthesia, but we were all prepared in case he did wake up to sedate him again. But one of our number one rules with any ape is we can't touch their hands, because if they do wake up from anesthesia and they squeeze it, they break it in 2 seconds.
I am learning so much from you, and I'm also more terrified of gorillas, so thank you.
And we also wear face masks, because they're like humans too, so that they don't get sick from us or we get sick from them. And then I ran anesthesia on a
Is that a hyena?
A hyena. Those were interesting. Actually, those are that was an interesting one. But I can't remember now. It was a puma that I did surgery on.
So I have known you since I was 14. I'll be 36 this year. That is going on 22 years. I have never known that you, would you say, operated?
I've assisted in surgery, yes, and then
But on these animals.
On these animals, and then put them under anesthesia so that they can, go under and doctor could perform surgery. So for the puma, I think she was a puma. I can't remember right now. We had to do a total hysterectomy because she had a tumor in her uterus. Okay. So animals get a lot of sicknesses that humans do too.
Didn't know that.
And yeah, it's not, when I go to work, it's not puppies and kittens all the time. It's animals that get sick. It's 24-hour care. They're on IV pumps. They're on 24-hour watch. They're on ventilators. They're in O2 tanks. And this is why I have another job too, where I work with insurance, because I've seen a lot of pets get euthanized because families can't afford medical treatment, and or pets being dropped off at the shelter, which I've done too. And when you work at the shelter, depending on which shelter you work at, in 10 minutes you could euthanize 20 animals. And that takes, I obviously had to leave that job.
I can understand why.
Because you're just piling up bodies in the freezer. So that's why I also decided to work with insurance. And I work every single day, and I drive very, very far all the time to educate hospitals, to let them know to their their clients that insurance exists.
And that's another reason I want to thank you, because I know you had a very busy weekend and you decided to stop by. So I really appreciate you for this. So thank you.
You're welcome. Those look really.
So here's the thing. You do more than just treat animals in clinics. Your Instagram handle is
Genesis RVT. R as in rat, V as in vulture, and T as in T-Rex.
But your nickname is the what vet?
Oh, the street vet nurse.
Which is because?
Because I, along with Dr. Kwan, who actually won CNN Hero of 2024.
I didn't know that. Congratulations to him.
Yes. Amazing man. We go out to Skid Row, or pretty much travel wherever, and provide medical attention for pets of the unhoused, meaning people that live in the street, homeless. I don't like to call them homeless. If they have an animal, we provide medical attention for them.
And didn't you win something?
So how I met Dr. Kwan was I was nominated for Vet Nurse of the Year.
Okay.
And there was this big gala, and I actually sat next to him. And him and I were talking. We met. He became good friends with a colleague of mine too, because they were kind of doing like the same working thing. And at that time, I think Kwan was working on set protecting animals that are on movies, commercials. So he was doing that too. And I never knew that he was doing this on the streets or any of that sort. He didn't know that about me either. So my Jeep, in the back, I have food, water, blankets.
So you stay ready?
I'm ready. And leashes in case I find a stray. I have to catch it. Like Frida, my latest dog. Caught her in Bakersfield running the streets an hour later in 108-degree weather. But I just, anytime there's a pet in need, I'm there to provide and assist with anything. But there's times where it became difficult because I didn't have a dollar amount. So people will donate, Zelle, give me money, or I'd hopefully find a doctor that's willing to help. Years later, the doctor I was working with in radiation oncology at the hospital I was at said, "Hey, remember Dr. Kwan, the doctor you met at the gala?" I'm like, "Yes, I remember him." He's like, "He's doing what you do, and he needs a nurse."
That's fate.
It is. So I met with Dr. Kwan because he needed help too. He couldn't do everything on his own, like draw blood, give vaccines, hold the pet. And him and I met with his brother Ian at a restaurant in Glendale, I think, or Burbank, TeeJay's. brewery. I'll never forget this place. Every time I pass it when I go to work for the insurance stuff, I'm like, that was the spot where it all happened.
I love that.
And very grateful for that restaurant too. So Dr. Kwan and I just connected, and we, started, the street vet, something he's been wanting to do, and his brother, helped him kind of start the street vet, also known now as Project Street Vet, where we do go and provide medical attention for pets of the unhoused. I know we've all been there. I've done it myself, where we judge someone that's out in the street asking for money. But when you sit and take the time and ask them how they got there, they will talk to you. And I've heard every story you can think of, divorces. This one woman that we helped, she had birds. She lost her home in the Santa Clarita fires. We're known for the fires here in LA.
Yeah.
So many people lose their homes. But LA, it is so hard to get a home. If you don't have credit, good luck. If you don't make 4 times with your job, with the rent that you have to pay, good luck. So imagine someone that doesn't have the best credit or doesn't make a lot. It's hard for them to find a place. And they're not about to give up their animals. Like if I lost my job.
Pickles is sticking with you.
Oh, her and I are living in the streets.
I feel the same way about Genghis.
About to do the separation thing. It's her and I together.
She's sticking with you,
yeah.
Thick and thin.
Oh, yes.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a little break, but I'm going to show you a little bit about what Genesis does. So we'll be right back with you. So, do you like that, Miss Rendon? Or Miss Genesis, or Genesis? Genesis is fine. So that is what Genesis is all about. So, the point of Sweet Talk is to meet extraordinary people, such as yourself, who are out there really trying to make the world a better place, however they can. All while eating their favorite desserts. So earlier today, I got in the kitchen and I made, upon a request, I thought it was going to be oatmeal cookies without raisins.
Those are good too.
She surprised me and she wanted salted peanut butter cookies. So we have some of these right here we're going to enjoy. But something you may not know about Genesis is she also loves to bake.
I do.
So let's dig in, let's eat some of these cookies and talk to me about your baking.
My baking. I don't bake cookies though, but I have been eyeing these and my mouth's been watering.
And you're taking all these home, you know that, right?
Yes, I'll probably eat them before you get home. Cheers.
I'm sorry, but
it's okay. There's peanuts in here. Peanuts.
yeah, they're peanut butter cookies.
But there's actual peanuts.
Yes, and peanut butter chips. And a little bit of sea salt.
Imagine this with vanilla bean ice cream. Make a sandwich out of it.
I have a huge tub of vanilla bean ice cream in the freezer, so don't tempt me. I take it you like it?
Yes.
So talk to me about the baking.
I don't bake cookies.
But what do you bake? And how does it make you feel?
Baking, I'm going to so contradict myself right now. Baking helps with my anxiety. Takes my mind off things because, you know, we have to measure, really concentrate on measurements, the weight, especially when we do things from scratch. But when it's in the oven, that's when anxiety kicks in.
Why? It's done.
Because you don't know if it's going to come out good, when it's ready, like if you poke the stick. Like, there's this one, like when I make flan.
Oh, flan's so hard.
It's already, I make the best flan ever.
You're going to have a flan off.
I'm going to win.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. We'll take it to my family, and then we'll put
That's
A and
not
B.
fair. That your family,
No.
that's your blood is thicker than water.
They're not going to know. Where you say there's two flans in front of you, which one do you like best?
Flan off it is.
I have a secret of my flan, which I'm not going to share because it's a secret.
Secrets don't make friends.
Well then, but it's really hard to know when the flan's done because when you stick the stick in, you know, something always comes with it versus like cake, you know, when it's done. But there's also a recipe that you made that I made, and I was also stressed out, and it was the bourbon.
Oh, the bourbon bread pudding.
Bread pudding. Oh my god.
You having a moment
Why are
over
we
there?
talking? I'm so glad we did this towards the end.
Did you want me to be quiet while you eat?
Because you wouldn't have gotten any answers out of me.
It's not an interview if we don't talk.
What was I talking about?
You were having a moment. You were talking about the bourbon bread pudding.
Yes, when I was sticking the stick inside, I didn't know if it was ready or not, so.
Did I ever tell you about the bourbon bread pudding? Where I got that from?
No.
The idea? The steakhouse that I work at. And for those of you who live in Torrance, I have the honor and pleasure of working with Miss Christine Brown. She used to own Restaurant Christine's in Torrance PV area, and she is a phenomenal chef. And I should give her more credit than I do, but she also really does help me with some of the baking aspects, and she gives me ideas, and she made this phenomenal. Are you having a moment again? Do we need to cut the camera? You okay?
So good.
And she made
I'm
this.
not sharing these.
Yeah, give some to your mom.
Maybe.
Yes.
Who won?
I'm not giving them to you unless you give them to your mom.
Okay. Pickies?
And she made this phenomenal bread pudding, and I was like, what if I can make something like this but with a bourbon glaze? And that's how that came about. So I just want to give credit where credit's due, and send a special shout out and a thank you to Miss Christine Brown.
Wow. Thank you, Christine Brown, because that was really good. And then you revamped it, and then I made it, and people did enjoy it. But yes, I do enjoy baking. It takes my mind off stuff I don't want to think about. So maybe when there is anxiety that kicks in when it's in the oven, it's a good anxiety because I'm just concentrating on that. But there's always that thing too that I hope people like what I baked. Cookies, for the life of me, I always burn the bottom. I can never get a chewy cookie. But have you ever made the salt is something else in a good way. How did you make them so fluffy and soft?
So here's what I'm going to do too, to just give everybody a heads up. At the end of all of these episodes, Genesis is going to take the opportunity to name said cookie.
What?
You're going to give the cookies a name, Genesis peanut butter cookies or whatever. And then I will be posting the recipe and the instructions at the end of the video, so that way you can try it for yourself.
The G Money cookies.
The G Money cookies. So
I'm known as G Money, but these are G
who
Money.
calls you G Money?
A lot of people do.
Okay, so I will be posting The recipe,
So good.
the recipe and the instructions for the, do I really have to call them the G Money cookies?
That's what I'm thinking right now.
For the G Money peanut butter cookies. And that way you can make it at home. And
So good.
We're gonna take a small break again because she's gonna have to have a moment. And then when we come back, we're gonna.
Oh my gosh.
You can eat another one.
Yes.
You can eat it now.
Warm with some milk.
She needs some milk.
But also with ice cream.
So would you recommend people buy these cookies?
Yes.
All right.
They're so good.
Are you gonna eat another one or are you just gonna stare at them?
No, I'm gonna eat another one.
Then we will be right back with everybody. We're back. Genesis is on her second cookie. Right.
Summer diet right here.
Summer diet. Art, can we conduct the rest of this?
Summer body diet.
Are you okay or do we need to pause and do you need a moment?
But it's protein.
It's
right? Peanut butter, protein. I think we're good.
If that's what you're telling yourself, if you like it, I love it. So we've gotten to know a lot of it about you. Why you started becoming a vet, what you do when you're not in the clinic, what helps you calm down, the baking. So with all the people and the animals that you helped, I can't imagine that I would dare to think that it's not exactly the easiest thing to do sometimes. So what keeps you going?
It's definitely not the easiest thing. Whether I'm working in an actual clinic or I'm out in Skid Row or Long Beach or wherever it is, you know, there's always someone that's in need of support. I lost my train of thought because these cookies are, you can't do that. What was the question?
What keeps you going?
What keeps me going is how grateful these people are that I've helped, especially those out in Skid Row. How blessed they feel that we're just even there, that we're giving them the time of day. That it's, you know, it's crazy because I've also gotten a lot of shit too. I can say that, excuse my French, for doing what I do. Like, I've gotten trolls. I've gotten people being nasty on Instagram. I'm supporting what's happening out there, and in no ways do I want anyone to be living in the streets or being in those kind of conditions. And yes, not every pet parent, whether they live in a home or live out in Skid Row, is a good pet parent. I've worked in a hospital too where I have seen neglected or abused pets, and we've had to, take that to account or move in a different way. Or in Skid Row, we did the same thing. But it's and even with this one person kind of being mean to me, I was taken back for a bit, and I kind of I was questioning what I was doing out there. Am I doing the right thing? And actually that day I went to a supermarket and I noticed a gentleman sitting on the floor, and I went to my car and I came back with a blanket and food for his dog, and the first thing he said, "Thank you so much for the blanket." And he laid it on the ground and his dog just like laid on it, and he said, "You just made our night." And I went into the supermarket, came back with Snickers. He's like, "How'd you know this was my favorite chocolate bar?" I'm like, "I don't know, it's mine too." We could always use a Snicker here and there. But it was just that gratitude that I came with a blanket that I said, you know what? I'm not doing anything wrong. I am doing something good. So yeah, it's, hindsight's 2020, I guess. But best believe if I do see an animal that is not being properly, they are being taken care of. I've actually, remember that pit bull I had, the little puppy pit bull named Rain?
No, I've never seen Rain.
I actually took her from a gentleman, and he knew that it was something that needed to be done because she wasn't developed properly, so she needed a lot of physical therapy. I brought her home, did physical therapy. She now lives with Mark and Mystica's mom.
Okay.
So still in the family. She's the biggest pit bull you've ever seen. I did a good job on her physical therapy. She's a beast. But yeah, it's I'm gonna have a cookie in my mouth. It's not hard, but it's not easy. It's hard. In Skid Row, it's different out there. It could be scary. It doesn't smell the best. But I don't care. God knows what I'm sitting on when I'm treating a pet, but I don't care. Pet parents are so grateful that we're giving them vaccines. They're getting something to eat. And believe it or not, they will do whatever it takes to get proper care for their pet than most do that have a roof over their head.
I love that. No, thank you for sharing that.
A very long answer.
No, but it was a real answer, and we appreciate that. I know I appreciate that.
But also distracted with the cookie.
I'm sorry that I distracted you with the cookie.
And Pickles is wandering around.
And Pickles is somewhere wandering around. We'll find her. It's not that big of an apartment. But what I will say is, so my mom, God rest her soul, had a motto. And she used to say, tomorrow isn't promised to you, so you have to try to enjoy today. And she used to say, never let anybody steal your smile. So if you had to leave here with one Pickles just make Genghis. So if you had to leave here with one message for everyone, one motto, what would you say?
I'm gonna stick with no judgment, just help. And that's something I think, Dr. Kwan and I just learned being out in Skid Row and helping so many people, the unhoused, is no judgment. We have no right to judge. And just help. And that goes for your neighbor, someone crossing the street. We all have our own different stories of life, and that's gonna be it. No judgment, just help.
Well, I want to say I learned a lot from you today, and a lot about you. So I appreciate you, and I want to thank you.
Thank you.
And Miss Pickles.
Piggies.
For your time.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having us.
And I'm really appreciative of it. I learned a lot from you, and I hope you enjoyed the cookies.
I did, very much. And not to cut you off, but if you ever want to bake cookies for dogs,
yeah.
Oatmeal and peanut butter is good. We can bake them cookies, and if you ever would like to go out to Skid Row with me, you can join me, and we can drop off food, blankets. If we see that any animal needs any medical attention, then that's where I call my people. Yeah, you should join me, and you can make cookies for humans too. They would love cookies.
Let's see if we get it done.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you.
My cookies.
And
G-Money cookies.
Your G-Money peanut butter cookies. Look for the recipe at the end. And there's about like 15 cookies altogether, so you're going to have to share.
I will eat them all, and I'll keep one in the back for my mom.
Got it. Thanks for joining us.
Bye,
you all have
everybody.
a great night.
Thank you.